Ben Barba exploding with rage. The NRL bad boy angrily speaking out for the first time since he was sacked by the Cowboys.
Did you do the other night, Josh, or was there a problem with the police?
Who's detained? You are detained while we investigate domestic violence. Who's detained?
Rugby league, a sport built on excitement, grit, and relentless hard work.
Johnson with a go. What a try! Sean Johnson with the try that makes it all level. With literally seconds.
But behind the glory, there's often just as much drama. From flawless athletic role models to fallen stars dragged into the spotlight, the intense media coverage ensures every rise and fall is magnified. Now you're probably wondering, who and what am I looking at? So let's rewind a little bit.
He's an excitement machine, Kevin Locke.
His back somewhat. Panthers let the ball go, and there goes Locke. Now has he got the spin? Locke slows up. What's he slung up for? Try time Warriors. Locke gets the double.
Today, we'll be focusing on the fallen stars and the dark side of the beautiful game, rugby league. And where else to start but Kevin Locke? If you were raised in the late 2000s to early 2010s in New Zealand, or even just a league fan, then this name will bring back some great sporting memories for you. Now, unlike some of the stars we'll be covering later in this video, who seem to self-sabotage their own career, Locke didn't seem to be one of them. Born in Auckland, New Zealand, Locke's hard work started early. Locke had a troubled upbringing. His parents split when he was young, and by the age of 14, he was living on the streets after being devastated by the divorce. Locke stated, "My parents were everything to me. When my father moved out, I was broken. I didn't want to live in the home anymore, so I moved on too." But as some say, there's a greater reason for everything. His life changed when Danielle and Frank Harold, who coached and managed the Northcote Tigers junior side, took him in. They became his caregivers, and he eventually called them Mum and Dad, although never legally adopting him. Quick pause, just wanted to say thanks for all the love on my last video, it means a lot. I'll be making more interesting content every week or so make sure to sub and like, it would help me out a lot, so appreciate it. As stated on an article on Stuff, one day, Frank and Danielle asked young Locke what he wanted to do with his life, and without hesitation, he said, "I want to play for the Warriors," and the dream had begun. He began early, working in catering at Mount Smart, watching every home game, idolizing Stacey Jones. Locke's talent was clear from early on. In 2007, he played for the Auckland Lions, and by 2008, he was starring in the Junior Warriors Toyota Cup team, finishing as the competition's second highest point scorer. His speed, agility, and sharp finishing made him one of the most exciting juniors in all of New Zealand. On the 31st of May, 2009, Locke finally lived his dream, making his NRL debut for the Warriors against the West Tigers. He was unstoppable that night, scoring 2 tries and kicking a goal, as the Warriors won 14-0. From that moment, he was on every highlight reel. Just weeks later, Locke put his name into Warriors history with a 99-metre try against the Canberra Raiders, a breathtaking solo effort that showcased his blistering speed. He continued to star, with his peak coming in 2011, when Locke cemented himself as the Warriors' first-choice fullback. That year, he helped guide the team all the way to the NRL Grand. Later that year, he made his Kiwis debut against Australia, scoring a try on international debut despite a heavy loss. But the unfortunate truth about a career in rugby league is that only a small margin of the players manage to stay at the top of the game for a long time. The intense pressure and brutal impact weekly shows just how turbulent this career can be, with the unfortunate lows that can come with a pro career. Locke began to suffer constant injuries, with reoccurring hip and groin problems keeping him sidelined, though he always showed quality when fit. Behind the cheeky smile and the flair on the field, he was carrying heavy grief. Locke later admitted that dealing with his father's death, the pressure of sport, public scrutiny, and negative comments on social media led him down a dark hole. In a 2016 interview with Stuff, Locke later revealed he only found out about his father's passing moments before a game in Sydney. He couldn't make it back in time for the funeral, and said it's something he'll always dwell on to this day. The pressure of being a star and the agony of not being able to do what he loved consistently seemed to be taking its toll. From 2010 to 2014, Locke was hit with several driving convictions, including being caught speeding multiple times and driving while disqualified. In 2012, at age 23, he was sentenced to community service and fined by the Auckland District Court. Though he avoided a further driving ban, the Warriors also fined him $5,000. These controversies, along with other problems in the media, chipped away at his once bright image. Although having these situations, Locke still managed to be a key part of the 2013 Kiwis World Cup side in the United Kingdom. By 2014, Locke was unsure where his career with the Warriors was going. The club had signed English superstar Sam Tonkins, which looking back was one of the worst signings in NRL history, but he ended up effectively taking Locke's spot at fullback. Locke found himself pushed into the reserve grade, unable to reclaim his position. In May of that year, he signed a 3-year deal with the Salford Red Devils in the UK Super League after the Warriors agreed to release him. His arrival at Salford was explosive. In his debut match against Huddersfield, he scored a try and kicked 6 goals in a big win, immediately showcasing his class. However, Locke was plagued by injuries, and tensions soon developed with the club's management as the Red Devils struggled on the field. By 2015, his relationship with Salford had broken down completely. Locke claimed he was owed unpaid wages, but his case was dismissed by the Rugby Football League Tribunal, leaving him empty-handed and disappointed. Salford's owner publicly expressed satisfaction with the outcome, while still wishing Locke the best for his future, highlighting just how fractured the relationship had become. Later that year, Locke moved on to the Wakefield Trinity Wildcats, who were battling at the bottom of the Super League table, and here's where we got that famous clip. The video appears to show Locke and former Parramatta Eels star Tim Smith shortly after a car crash in September of that year. Smith was charged by police for failing to provide a sample for analysis and driving without care and attention following the incident in Hull. Locke wasn't charged, but was released by the Wildcats after an investigation. The footage spread quickly across rugby league circles and painted Locke in a damaging light, and in a sport where reputation can be just as important as form, the video played a major role in a negative image around him. And Wakefield chairman Michael Carter was quoted saying Locke would never play for the club again. From many perspectives, this was the moment that effectively closed the door on his elite rugby league career. After leaving the UK, he tried rugby union with the Southern Districts in Australia, briefly signed with Manly, and played in the Queensland Cup for the Sunshine Coast Falcons in 2016. That same year, he returned home to New Zealand to represent a local club named the Pirates, before rejoining his junior club, the Northcote Tigers. His most recent and last move was to France in the second division of Rugby League, with little info being known about his time at the club. And even though it wasn't for the longest of times, Locke still had the career that most would dream of, and although it didn't work out for him on the field, in a 2022 interview with Monty Beetham, Locke seemed to be in a much better place, being out of the limelight, having moved home from France and settling down with his wife. He welcomed a new baby girl, who seemed to be living at peace, and no matter the longevity, Locke will forever be a Warriors legend. And as a massive fan myself growing up, I wish him the best for the future. Now there's many unfortunate falls from grace when it comes to careers in rugby league, with one of the most dramatic being Benny Barba. Benny Barba was born in 1982 in Darwin, Northern Territory. From a young age, he was identified as a special rugby league talent and joined the Canterbury Bulldogs. Barba signed in mid-2007 and exploded in the Toyota Cup, tallying 26 tries in 27 games, earning a Team of the Year spot. He made his NRL debut in mid-2008, entering the first grade in round 20 during a tough period for the team. Far from a smooth ascendance, 2009 saw Barba drop from the first grade after a drunken fight with teammates Jamal Idris and Lee Tamati at a hotel. As a result, he spent most of the season in reserve grade, though he shone there, playing in the New South Wales Cup Grand Final and scoring a hat-trick. By 2010, Barba had become known as Canterbury's X-Factor, capable of producing match-winning moments with his speed and dazzling footwork. In 2011, he cemented his spot at fullback, scoring 23 tries in 24 games to finish the NRL's equal top try scorer. He also made his representative debut for the NRL Indigenous All-Star. The 2012 season was Barba's career highlight. He became the NRL's best player, producing solo tries that define belief.
The 2012 Dally M medal winner is Ben Barba.
He took out 5
He was awarded the Daily M Medal as the league's best player, was named Fullback of the Year, won the People's Choice Medal, and claimed the headline moment of the year for his breathtaking 109-metre effort against Melbourne. Barba led Canterbury to the grand final, where they fell to Melbourne Storm. At just 23, Barba seemed destined to be a long-term superstar. But just months after reaching the top, Barba's life spiraled out of control. In early 2013, the Bulldog sensation was suspended indefinitely for breaching the club's code of conduct. While the official line was personal issues, reports soon revealed the truth. Gambling problems, heavy drinking, and a domestic incident involving his partner. And after this were the headlines no one was expecting. Barba became heavily involved with the notorious party group called the Elite Bender Crew.
The face of rugby league in disgrace. A one-finger salute, a new tattoo. The common theme in both, the letters EBC. It's the Elite Bender Crew. Ben Barba, a key figure in a notorious gang that claims to party harder than anyone in the world.
And as you can see, this clearly wasn't just a joke. The scandal couldn't have hit at a worse time. The story broke on the night of the Bulldogs season launch, embarrassing the club and embarrassing their sponsors. Barba checked into rehab, and even his mother flew down from Queensland to support him. The Bulldogs made it clear they would not rush him back until his personal issues were sorted. Barba eventually returned in 2013, but couldn't seem to get the magic that he used to have. By August, he requested a release and signed with the Brisbane Broncos for the 2014 season.
Broncos have ended months of speculation, today signing Bulldogs fullback Ben Barba to a 3-year deal starting next season.
But the move didn't deliver. The comeback many hoped for wasn't there. Barba managed 25 games, 8 tries, but his spark was gone. Behind the scenes, reports persisted of late nights, party culture, and ongoing gambling struggles. At season's end, new Broncos coach Wayne Bennett told Barba he wasn't part of the club's future plans. So once again, Barba packed his things, this time heading to Cronulla Sharks. Barba had a slow start at the Sharks, but became a key part of their historic 2016 NRL Premiership win. It felt like redemption. Barba was smiling, celebrating, and back on top. But this is where your highest of highs can become your lowest moment within weeks.
In breaking news, Ben Barba has just been dumped by the Cronulla Sharks. It comes after news the star fullback had tested positive for drugs.
Barba tested positive for cocaine after the grand final, leading to his immediate release from the Sharks and indefinite NRL suspension, which a lot of people would argue is a bit unfortunate for just partying a bit too hard after winning the ultimate prize. But I guess it's the price you pay for having a reputation in the NRL. After this, Barba switched codes, signing with French powerhouse Toulon in 2017. And in another example of why France is the beautiful landing spot for Kiwis and Aussies in rugby, Barba signed a $2.5 million deal for 2.5 years. But only 10 weeks into his union career, Toulon terminated his contract for discipline reasons and failure to meet professional standards. He then moved on to England's Super League with St Helens, where he rediscovered his brilliance, scoring 28 tries in 23 games and winning the Man of Steel award, making him one of the only players to ever claim a Daily M and the Man of Steel. After an incredible year with St Helens, Barba announced he would not re-sign for 2019, citing he wanted to be closer to family in Australia. And here came the moment that ended Ben Barba's professional career. In January 2019, Barba signed a contract with the North Queensland Cowboys in a bid for an NRL comeback. But just weeks before the season, everything imploded. On Australia Day, Barba was involved in a violent altercation with his partner at a Townsville casino, reportedly captured on the security cameras. Although again, he wasn't charged as his girlfriend decided not to press charges, the Cowboys immediately tore up his contract, and NRL boss Todd Greenberg finally put the hammer down on Ben Barba's career, addressing domestic violence in the NRL.
We have run out of patience and tolerance for misbehaviour off the field. And I'll repeat again that violence against women is at the very top of that list. If you're violent against a woman, you can expect to be removed from the game. It starts now.
After the ban, Barba played local footy for a while, but legal trouble continued. In 2019, police body cam footage surfaced showing his arrest after a disturbance at his parents' home, leading to a wild viral video and 150 hours of community service for public nuisance and obstructing police.
Out of the way.
Stop touching me.
Get away from me.
Stop touching me and I can call you.
Shut me
Wait, no, what the f***?
What'd you push that for?
What'd you push me over for?
I didn't push.
From 2021 to 2025, the media spotlight on Ben had faded. The fame, the fans, the opportunities, they were gone, and rightfully so. While you'll still find Barba's name floating around the media for petty incidents, he disappeared from the NRL conversation. Ben Barba's story is a cautionate tale of self-destruction and off-field demons. At his peak, he was unplayable, a human highlight reel. But unlike Locke, who will forever be remembered as a Warriors legend, Barba crossed a line that no man should ever cross, an act that goes far beyond poor judgment or off-field mistakes. That alone was more than enough to erase his name from the NRL for good, and I hope the league keeps its standards as high for future stars.